Welcome to the Bold Analysis, and we are hoping that we are going to have a beautiful month of December. The Kenyan aviation space is riddled with devastating state of our national airline JKIA, falling choppers, while state officials are resorting to expensive private choppers that is gobbling taxpayers' money. And in this podcast, we open the lid on Murkomen facing the chopping board. Ladies and gentlemen, Murkomen exit door is very open, and the biggest challenge is on the aviation space. Murkomen is one of the closest William Ruto's ally, apart from being the super CS in Ruto's cabinet. Murkomen is a friend to William Ruto and political ally. 1 year since Kenya Kwanza administration came into power, the aviation space has been wanting. It started with the pilot's flight and the leaking roofs and the falling choppers. But there is one point that keeps on coming. Murkomen has hinted as a new government project of establishing a new airport. And the big question in this podcast here is, are we taking down the dignity of JKIA because a new airport is in the offing? We'll have to find out that at the end of our podcast. Watch this video here. This video was trending yesterday, and it was trending after passengers started protesting at JKIA. So the Kenya Airports Authority last Wednesday deployed security officers at the exit of Jomo Kenyatta International Airport Terminal A in response to a protest when travelers whose tickets for Nigeria-bound flight were abruptly cancelled. Now, flights work within schedules, and people don't just move in places for, there are also those who are moving for emergencies. So apparently, KAA rescheduled, or rather delayed, the flights and of these travelers that are moving to the Nigeria side, and the affected flight were delayed allegedly due to late arrival of an aircraft arriving from Dubai. I don't know why that can be packaged as a crisis. Is it the first time that an aircraft is arriving from Dubai? What exactly caused that? The passengers expressed their discontent with the timing and manner of this information, leading to a surge in frustration and protest. And imagine, we've reached a point where we unleash our police to go and hit travelers because of what purely looks like just internal sabotage. Now, you will remember, and I want us to take stock of what has been happening at the JKIA. Now, it looks a little bit desperate because remember when there was power blackout, this gentleman you are seeing here, Alex Gitari, was sacked and replaced by some other people. And he came out, and I remember when, that was in August, because that's when all this started. When it came out, Murkomen, in a speech, actually was just telling us that they are trying to, according to me, they're just trying to save the image.
Mr. Alex Gitari, who has been the managing director of Kenya Airports Authority, has been terminated. In his place, Mr. Henry Ogoe, currently serving as the head of corporate planning, has been appointed to be the acting managing director of the Kenya Airports Authority. I want to emphasize the part of mutual consent. And you can see Mr. Gitari is here, and I want to take this opportunity to thank him for his sacrifice, commitment, passion, and the hard work he has done for this country. And that's why it was not difficult for us to reach a mutual agreement. By mutual consent again, the contract of Engineer Fred Oduor, who has been the General Manager, Project and Engineering Services, has been terminated, and his place, Engineer Samuel Mochache, has been appointed in an acting capacity. Again, Fred is here, and I had a conversation with him, and again, this was by mutual consent. I do not believe in the culture.
So that was the time Alex Gitari was actually chased. So from there, we also got into another story of passengers being harassed by customs officials. You know, that the customs officials were searching private, the private bags and really telling, or rather really shaming the travelers by carrying those who had their own personal assortments. So that picture is very clear, and many have argued that it is part of a wider scheme to even, reduce the dignity of the airline. Now, if you believe this was easy, then look at the leaking roofs. So this is this is the leaking roofs, and the explanation when this video came out trending, it actually showed the world on the state of that facility. That facility, just like KICC, is one of, it's an international airport. So if anyone is putting Kenya as an investment hub, then you cannot wish away the fact on that. So Murkomen then came out, and when giving an explanation about what happened, he hinted at the plan to make a new airline, and to make a new airport, to create a new airport, at least the feasibility study, and it's starting in January. So you will realize that that is why even Cherorgei was telling him that surely to fix a leaking roof, you are forming a committee.
Why would you form a committee?
And that is why I'm saying, guys, are we sabotaging the JKIA because a new airport is in the offing? And between that which we are creating and whatever this one that we have, and I remember Murkomen saying that is a legacy project of the president. Of course, it's a PPP, so someone is coming to construct it and we start paying for it. If SGR we're paying for 30 years, and this one someone's coming to pay, so the whole will be on other. It will be controlled by other people. And I remember Mudavadi raising that's a national infrastructure. It's also a security infrastructure. So if you are to allow someone to come and build an airport here, then surely it will not get government surveillance or rather government intelligence at its best. And probably it's an avenue that even some other things can be smuggled in or out of the country. So it is a discussion I'm going to have. And that is why I'm asking. We are slowing the dignity of that JKIA. But does it mean that we are simply trying to face it out because a new one is coming? Even though I saw the report is out and there are raft of changes that are supposed to be done now. If you want to know that this issue of the airline is actually shaming this country, I wanted to look at this tweet. So yesterday there was a fake story. There was a fake story that was published, and in fact that rumor was going all around in the social media spaces in this screenshot that some US Federal Reserve opens an investigation on Kenyatta's Eurobond. by then, in Kenya's 2014 Eurobond. And someone had even, this was a cooked story. It was cooked, and Caleb Kositany said it, hence the noise. Then, the journalist who allegedly, this journalist here, whose name is in the byline as the person that published that story, is a US-China correspondent at the Financial Times. I want you to look what he told Caleb Kositany. This is a complete fake. I did not write any story about Kenya. Mr. Kositany, I hope you are more careful about how you run your airports, and you should be ashamed for spreading such fake news. So remember what he chose. He actually told him, of course he's the chairperson of the Kenya airport. He decided that we should focus on how we run our airports. What does this tell you? That even people, a helicopter view of our aviation space is actually clear that people are feeling like we are not running our airports the right manner. And what puzzles me here is the CS in charge is the man who is, the man who is William Ruto's closest right-hand person. You will also understand, that is, I want us to come out of the airports a bit and now look at the other aspect. Those are, one of the infrastructure is the airport. Number two, let's look at the state of our aircrafts. Now, these are falling aircraft, feel insecure in using our helicopters and have been insisting that they use the hired expensive choppers, which is costing us. Remember, things have not been like this one was, I think that was a rescue mission, I think somewhere in Garissa, if I'm not wrong. The cost of hiring a chopper is 300,000 probably per hour. So this one you need to hire for, we have state officials moving up and down. It costs us a lot. But if you want to know that things don't just happen that way, do you know that at the finance bill, we actually revised downwards taxes on those importing choppers? Yes, look at this screenshot. I don't have the video. At the finance bill, we reduced the taxes on those people that were importing choppers in the country. And many will wonder, okay, those who are importing choppers are already people that have, know that they have a challenge. Why is someone creating a demand for choppers? Okay, why are we encouraging choppers to be bought into the country, rather that business to thrive? People will look at it, it will be explained to hustler in terms of an economic view. But if you look at it, many people have brought in choppers, and the choppers have market. They have market from mostly government side, because people feel insecure. So that is what you also find out now. The fact that we don't have enough, leave alone even that, we don't even have enough, and they're not in good condition. And so we need to go for the private one. Is everything just stage managed to create a demand for the choppers that we're feeling? That is the question that I'm looking at, because it cannot be that each and every time we are talking about this issue about chopper, this issue about chopper. During the tree planting exercise, cabinet secretaries, almost 19 of them, had to move across the country. And even, I remember during, this event, is it Mashujaa Day? Not Mashujaa, the Madaraka Day in, the one we actually attended it in Embu. Choppers all over. So, Murkomen has largely blamed this on Uhuru Kenyatta, but I think that is just a scapegoat. Why is the dignity of our aviation space, of the JKIA being declined? And government is looking at it, and according to me, they are doing less even to capture it. I will not be shocked of another one. It is coming to an end. So and someone was even asking me, a prof was even asking me that, Kevin, so we need to question this. We have a new airport coming, but the one we already have is, and I understand, by the way, it's not only JKA, even the Mombasa one, and I think even Wilson is not in good condition. I'm not sure about Kisumu, but I also understand the Mombasa one and Kisumu is not in good condition. Recently, when Murkomen appeared in the Senate and he was being asked about some airport that was supposed to be constructed in Kakamega, and he could not answer. And I was telling someone, do you need an airport in Kakamega? The answer is no. Why? They don't have the capacity. How many people are using flights to Kakamega? Surely. In the western region, you just need one. That one for Kisumu is enough. You cannot have an airport in Kisumu and another one in Kakamega. So it was a mere political propaganda that was not falling anywhere. Now, I want to explain this state of the aviation space using these 4 reasons. And that is the first interpretation. I am seeing a possibility that the leadership wrangles, or rather the changes that have been effected in that space, is causing friction. And is causing more friction. If you listen to one thing that happened, and you will actually understand, is that during the pilots' protest last year in November, that's where trouble started. And that was in November 2022. There was an interview, there's a statement that came from the pilots' caucus, and they was saying about how the airline is being mismanaged. They largely blamed the management, and they were saying that things are not just falling into place. And so, even at the heart, after that blackout, we saw Alex Gitari, I think was an acting MD by then, was kicked out. And it was consent, mutual consent. But even after that, the other problems keeps on still coming. So we solved one problem. But are we having a leadership problem at that airline? Is a solution building another one? Or if we have a leadership problem, then that's what we exactly need to focus on and solve first. Because at the end of the day, you need a solution. Number 2, and I want to look into this keenly. Sometime, I think during Uhuru Kenyatta era, there were, of course, information going rounds that Kenyatta family had some shares in the JKIA. Jomo Kenyatta had a stake in the JKIA, some of them, quite a number of shares. And of course, I understand it's not just that. And Uhuru Kenyatta was largely blamed for bailing the JKIA using the exchequer. He was largely blamed on that. Now, if indeed it can be possible that Uhuru Kenyatta's stake is there, then that could be one of the reasons why that business empire is falling down. You remember, there is something that you need to understand. When William Ruto got into power, of course, as a president, you want to be on top of everything. And the only bone of contention, fight between Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta, is that William Ruto will want to outdo Uhuru Kenyatta. And if JKIA will be one of the business empires that Uhuru still enjoys, I see some witch hunt that they're not paying so much close attention. Remember, despite of the complaints in this, Murkomen is unmoved. Even though he's been facing hostility in the ground. But he's a bit unmoved. So, one of the reasons why this dignity is being compromised, and I think people seem not to care too much, is because of Kenyatta's stake. Number 3, I think we are also creating a market for private choppers, and this is to do with our aviation. I'm very sure if today a minister wants to go to Nyanza and he is assigned a chopper by government, I'm very sure if he's given option, do you take this one or the private ones? He will run for the private one because they fear. But again, who are these people that are bringing in? That business is thriving, by the way, let me tell you. That business is thriving. And if you want to know, if you just want to know the business of choppers is thriving, just attend a national holiday. Like Jamhuri Day is coming in the next 11 days. Yes, in the next 11 days we're going to have Jamhuri Day. So what to do? Attend. I don't know, I've not yet confirmed where it's going to be held. I don't know that it will be somewhere, I still don't know where. Just attend one and ensure if there is a nearby primary school where the leaders, where the choppers will be docking, will be touching down, just go there and see. Or on Sundays, when there is a church fundraiser, Just come around where the choppers are. You will see private companies just in it. So there is also this kind of not taking much interest and non-investment in that space by the government is also deliberate so that the private space, where people are also in business. Number three, I am seeing Kenyans a bit just trying to project. There is a probability that JKIA is being phased out. And I want to believe you will see such mishaps on travelers, because I want to believe even if Uhuru Kenyatta did this, did that, but it never got into this thing. It has gotten a bit too much. And one thing I am seeing is if a new airport is going to be built, then someone is already creating a new space. Someone is already creating a new solution to make sure that this one is phased out. It is just a matter of time. Let us wait. We are still in this country. But you can also get to our comment section here and tell us what do you think. Today, the 1st of December is World International HIV/AIDS Day. So the world is creating an awareness on HIV. And I think part of the interventions is about testing. Yeah, and those who are already into programs, the management programs, the medical programs, those to ensure that still keep discipline. If you use any of those on the medication line, keep discipline. I think that's a bit of intervention. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I'm hoping we're going to have a beautiful December as we start this podcast. I'm still looking at it. Thank you.